Hey everybody, just a quick test before we get going on the webinar. If those who are on now live, if someone can just post in the chat box if you can hear me. Awesome, good. So we're going to start in a couple of minutes. Welcome everybody to the webinar today. Let me go ahead and pull up my slides. Let's launch that. So welcome today to the webinar. I'm super excited to talk about how we can detox and renew our body. I am Stacy Paulson. I am a Blue Diamond wellness advocate with doTERRA and a balanced living strategist. I have been using essential oils for almost 6 years now and have absolutely loved everything about them. So I want to share with you some things that have been helpful for thousands of people, including myself, and how we can detox and renew our bodies and why, and different ways that we can do that. So detoxification, and just so you know, for those who are on live, that we'll have a Q&A at the end, just so you can be putting in your questions in the chat box, and then I'll go back and answer those at the end of the webinar. So detoxification or cleansing is the term used to describe the deliberate use of programs, products, dietary, and lifestyle changes to support the body in elimination of unwanted substances and circumstances. So releasing toxins allows the body, heart, and the mind to dedicate greater amounts of energy to thriving rather than just coping and surviving. We live we live, we eat, we drink, we breathe toxic substances every day. And so consider the paint on the walls, the carpet, laundry and cleaning products, pesticides, extermination products, preservatives and chemicals in foods. The stuff that goes in and out of the cars, personal care products, and makeup also contribute to higher toxicity levels in the body. Toxicity must be dealt with even when trying to limit our exposure to toxins, since contact with chemicals and other toxic agents occur every single day, just by eating, breathing, living, sleeping, thinking. When our bodies can become overwhelmed by toxins, the body can't properly perform its many functions with full efficiency when it becomes overwhelmed. Metabolism, immunity, elimination of waste, absorption of nutrients, production of important brain chemicals, reproduction, circulation, respiration, all of these are affected. So even hydration can be compromised. Toxic overload may reveal itself as fevers, headaches, acne, fatigue or lack of energy, sneezing, coughing, vomiting, diarrhea, rashes, allergies, excess weight, cellulite, brain fog, or lack of mental clarity, decreased immunity, chronic pain, poor moods, and so much more. And not just thinking of yourself, but also thinking of your family, your children, these same things. Sometimes these symptoms are interpreted as a sickness when really it's the body aware that there's a problem. So avoiding toxins and detoxifying are necessary to be healthy, happy, and free of disease. Essential oils have unique properties that support health on a cellular level, including detoxing. When the body is overwhelmed by excess toxins, the liver will safeguard vital organs by insulating toxins in fat cells. There are oils that help release toxins from fat cells, break them down, and flush them out of the body with good hydration. Other oils stimulate cell receptor sites to greater, more efficient activity. And there are oils that are helpful in clearing the gut of harmful bacteria and restoring balance to healthy digestion and immunity. Consider what actions can reduce the intakes for you to reduce your intake of toxins, and then also doing a consistent detox. I usually do a detox every quarter, sometimes more frequently. Some people who are highly toxic might do one every month for a period of time and then move into a quarterly detox. So my story, kind of background of how I got started using essential oils, initially it started with having some seasonal threats. You know, we're in a hayfield, flying kites. My nose started running, and I thought that I needed to leave. And my friend Elise, she came up to me with some essential oils, one blend called Purify, and she just put a drop on my finger. I rubbed it over the bridge of my nose, and I could feel, you know, immediately the respiratory support that it gave. And at that same time in my life, I was struggling with a lot of other health issues and concerns. I was struggling with migraines, miscarriages. I had this chronic sinus infections. I was getting tooth infections, and I had been on rounds and rounds of antibiotics, and nothing seemed to be working. I would either be taking more prescription or over-the-counter medications or having surgeries, and I was really frustrated and feeling like I wasn't really getting anywhere. And so I started doing a lot of research and trying to figure out what was going on, because I felt like everything was connected. Even though the different doctors, dentists, oral surgeon, they weren't seeing the whole picture, they just had their specific thing. But me knowing my body, I understood that there was something going on, and I just didn't know what it was. And as I researched more and more, I came to the conclusion for myself that I needed to change a lot of things in my life as far as nutrition, my stress levels, being able to manage that, also being able to detox, because everything that, like all my symptoms and things, they pointed towards a few certain things, and I'll share some of those as we go along. And that's kind of where I began. This is a picture of my family now. So before essential oils, we were missing those two beautiful girls, Minna and Morgan. And that's, you know, we were kind of struggling with that. We wanted to have another child, and it was a struggle and a lot of emotional trauma going through miscarriages, and also just not feeling well. I remember the last time that I had a major migraine, it was on Christmas Day, and I felt terrible as a mom that I wasn't able to be present in the moment of everything that they were doing. And I remember vowing, it's coming up 6 years this Christmas, vowing to myself, you know, I've got to find a better way. I've got to find something that better supports me. I am too young to be living like this. And detoxifying is something that became a part of my regular routine and has helped to support healthy body functions. So for those on the webinar, many of you are veterans of essential oils, but there are some of you who are new to them. So I want to quickly just run through what essential oils are. And if you have more questions on the basic of essential oils, on Discover Natural Solutions, there's Essential Oils 101, and there's a better, more in-depth overview of essential oils. So basically they come from these roots, bark, stems, different parts of plants. You can see the magnified peppermint leaf there, that purple sac resides on the peppermint leaves, and they are extracted, and there are many healing and beneficial properties to these oils that help support the plant. And because they're natural, our bodies recognize them. When we use them, we can use them to support ourselves. So peppermint is a very common essential oil. You can see it does so many different things because they all have hundreds of different chemical compounds within them. So these are a few of my favorite: wild orange and frankincense. I have wild orange diffusing right now. Helps to purify the air. It's really uplifting to the mood. Frankincense is great for supporting cellular health and DNA. And why doTERRA? So as I began, I I did my research after I had gotten some essential oils that weren't doTERRA, because I thought I was going to save myself some money and go online and do it that way. And I found that they really weren't the same as my friend Elise had given me. I wasn't getting the same experience as I was using them. Then in the back of my mind, I didn't feel quite confident, not knowing what kind of quality the oils were. And then as I researched and I finally purchased some doTERRA essential oils, it was a huge difference and huge shift as far as the impact that they made on our lives. So why doTERRA? Number one would be the quality. So certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils are the highest quality that you can find in the market. They are sourced from amazing growers who know what they are doing. They are tested for purity and potency. There's no artificial fillers, ingredients. They're not altered in any way. There's no synthetics in there. So they call that certified pure therapeutic grade. And if you want to research more about that, there's so much online that you can find about the quality of doTERRA. The second reason why people are using doTERRA essential oils is how empowering they are. doTERRA has made it really simple for people to be able to get a package of oils, have a resource guide where they look up, what do I use this oil for? Or I have this health goal I want to accomplish, what oils can support that? It's very empowering as a woman, as a mom, to have these things right in your home that you can use immediately when you have something that you want to support in your life. And the third reason why people are choosing doTERRA essential oils and why it's become the largest essential oil company is because of this amazing co-impact sourcing. This is basically where they work with these growers from all over the world to help them work with these plants in a way that will provide us with the most potent essential oils. But then it also helps to sustain the lifestyle and the people who are growing them. A lot of them are in third world countries, and so doTERRA goes in and helps them to build schools and have water sources and have the things that they need, and they pay them well and they pay them on time. Oftentimes other companies have been really bad and are treating these growers very bad. And so doTERRA has gone in and seen that we want to take care of them. We want to work together. It's about people, not just the people who are receiving the essential oils, but also the people who are growing them and providing them. So I love co-impact sourcing. And so how do we use essential oils? There's 3 basic ways. Aromatic would be the first one. You can see the pictures there. The little boy, he's just inhaling some that are in his hands. You can use a diffuser, put a few drops. It's the most efficient way to use essential oils because you use just a small amount, but it affects everybody that comes into that room. And then you can breathe them straight from the bottle. Breathe is a great respiratory blend that we use regularly. My son does cross country, and he uses that every time before practice. He'll just rub a few drops on his chest, and it really helps to support the respiratory system. So how to use them? Also topically, you can see the pictures there. The bottom of the feet are a great place to put essential oils because they absorb quickly. You have large pores, a lot of nerve endings. It's a really quick way to have a systemic effect throughout your whole body. Massage is another great way to use them topically. When you massage them in, it doesn't have to be a formal massage, but wherever you're putting the oils, if you really massage them in, more will be absorbed. And then put them where you need the support. So your knee, your joint, your head, your neck, if you need support in that way, you can apply them topically. Just 2 things to be aware of. You don't want to put them in your eyes directly or in your ear canal. And if you get them in your eyes or it's uncomfortable, then dilute it with another type of oil. Fractionated coconut oil, olive oil will help to take that away. Deep blue soothing rub, all the time. Use it all the time. Before I go running, absolutely love it. Put it on my back, on my knees. It can help with a better night's sleep. You see kids with their growing legs, you can rub it on there. Another one that's great topically is Balance. We'll put it on the bottom of our feet. I have one son that's needs a little bit more grounding, and so this is a great oil that he uses on a regular basis. We know when he hasn't used it, but just putting it on the bottom of your feet, on the back of your neck, your wrists. I love this oil. And then the third way you can use doTERRA essential oils is internally. There's a few that you don't, and you can just read the bottle and it will help you to know how to use it. But you can put it in water. There's soft gels that doTERRA offers, or you can make your own capsule and use it internally. On Guard is a protective blend. This season of time going into winter season, this is a great oil to use. You put it on your kids, have them take the little beadlets, great immune support. So why detox? Well, you can see that it helps, and we're going to go into these things, that they can help to replace negative sabotaging thoughts. So physically, we can release toxins, but emotionally, we can also release those toxins so that we can feel good inside and out. So we'll have physical and mental energy. And some of the side effects of that is that we can have a permanent weight loss. So the body stores toxins and fat to keep harmful substances away from critical organs and functions whenever possible. So during a detox program, when nutrients are provided and proper dietary parameters are observed, the body releases toxins and excess fat. Long-lasting results can be achieved when diet and lifestyle habits are supported. Now, just before we go into the detox program, I just want you to be aware that sometimes you have a response that's too intense when you're detoxing. Whether for you personally or if you're working with someone that you're helping them with oils, just being aware that the most common detox discomfort is diarrhea, which often indicates a lack of probiotics and fiber, or simple pushing the body too fast. So solutions may include increased consumption of dietary or supplemental fiber and or probiotics, and if necessary, cut back on detox products. For example, to ease diarrhea, you could cut back on the detoxification blend that we're going to talk about, or essential oil cellular complex. So we'll talk about those in a second. And so you just want to cut back on those. If consumption is an issue, or constipation is an issue, then you want to increase the same products along with food enzymes. So if additional adverse symptoms occur, like congestion, skin eruptions, then see those correlating sections in a resource guide to know how to offset those discomforts of a detox. But just be aware that those things can occur. Know that that is normal, and so you can either cut back or there might be other things that you can use to help support that. So the basic 2-week detox program is, first you have to, it's absolute must, is to clean up your diet. I see a lot of people who will just use essential oils, and they're using them for maybe a health or physical related issue, and then they get some side effects because the essential oils, when you start using them, you naturally start detoxifying. And a lot of times this may be you or someone you know, isn't really eating very well. So making those dietary adjustments is crucial to detoxing. So that means like eating good foods, fruits and vegetables, and, high in fiber, eliminating junk food, refined sugars, processed food, dairy. Those things can help as you're doing a detox. I mean, they're good overall just to be eating that way, a healthy lifestyle. But especially when you're doing this detox, you'll want to do that. And increase your water consumption. You want to be drinking at least half your body weight in ounces of water. So for instance, if you weighed 100 pounds, which that was a long time ago, 100 pounds, you'd want to be drinking at least 50 ounces of water every day. And then as far as the supplements, for those who are familiar with doTERRA, they have what's called lifelong vitality. And those are the whole food nutrient, the essential oil omega complex, the cellular vitality complex. So it's the MVP, the Z omega, and the alpha CRS. It comes in one pack. And so you'll be taking these supplements, which is helpful with providing the nutrients that your body and your gut needs. So you'll take 1 to 2 capsules in the morning, 1 to 2 capsules in the evening, preferably with food. Then the food enzymes, which is called Terrazyme, you'll take 1 to 2 capsules in the morning and 1 to 2 capsules at night. And as a bonus, you could take 1 to 2 capsules on an empty stomach in the morning before you eat. And this is key for helping to support your muscles and joints and repairing different parts of your body when you take those food enzymes, the Terrazyme, on an empty stomach versus with food. And then the probiotic PB Assist, you would want to take 2 capsules at bedtime. So you're going to be doing this for 2 weeks. Like I said, this is just a basic 2-week detox. Other tools that are helpful in the detox is lemon oil. You can put 3 drops in 24 ounces of water and just drink that throughout the day. Also, there is a Zendocrine complex, which is a supplement capsule that you take. So 1 to 2 capsules in the morning and in the evening. And then detoxification, the Zendocrine oil blend, you would take 5 to 8 drops in a capsule with your dinner, or 1 or 2 soft gels. So they come in a soft gel as well. So if you're watching the recording of this, you can just pause and you can write it down. On Discover Natural Solutions, we'll have discovernaturalsolutions.com. We'll have all these as a resource. So these, you can see the pictures of the different supplements that will help you in this detox. And so when you do it, if you're doing it on a quarterly basis, just making sure that you have those available. You're paying attention to your food intake as well as getting plenty of water. And if you're brand new to essential oils, or you got a brand new account with doTERRA, that's where I would say just start and do that. That helps to detox, especially as you're using more oils to eliminate the toxins from your body. Now, bonus, if you want to kind of up your detox, there's some different things that you can do for that. So supercharged cleanse, that would be using the DDR Prime, either the soft gels or putting it in a capsule. And you can do that twice a day. That helps with detox of your cells and support them as well. Then if you wanted to support the amount of energy, because oftentimes when you do a detox, because your body is working so hard to eliminate these toxins, that you may feel tired or sluggish. So Mito2 Max is a great support for that. I absolutely love this. I do a lot of hard workouts, a lot of long runs, and this has been so key in helping with the amount of energy. Tissue repair. Oh, love this. Aroma Touch Massage. If you don't know what it is, you can go online, Google it. There is a page that shows you exactly how to do an Aroma Touch Massage. There's 8 different oils that you can use, and it's very easy to do. If you have a spouse, have them watch it and they can do it on you. I do this for my kids. If ever they're not feeling well, if they're feeling a little stressed. My son, who does cross country, he gets one at least once a week. He'll come in and ask me. My 2-year-old daughter, she'll take off her shirt and she'll lay down with her arms out, and she wants a massage. This is fabulous for helping tissue repair. Also, if you want to add into this, targeting different emotions, because we're going to talk more in detail about it, but detox can be hard emotionally, especially when you're using the essential oils, because you may go through a range of different emotions that your body is naturally detoxing from. And if you're not aware of that, you can think, oh, I don't like these essential oils. They're not, I don't feel well on them, because you're tired, you're emotionally feeling a little bit drained. But if you're aware that this is what's going on, that you're going to feel a lot better. And then in the process of going through the detox, that you can use essential oils as an emotional support. So balance is a great blend to use for that. Helps you stay grounded as you're going through that process. One thing before we get into the emotional detox and weight management with it is oil pulling. So I don't know if you've ever done oil pulling, but it's an ancient practice and cleansing technique that involves the simple swishing of specific oil or oils in the mouth for a few minutes each day. And it's not just a few. For me, it seems a little long, but it's 15 to 20 minutes. So generally, I'll do it in the shower as I'm kind of getting ready for I eat. One of the main purposes for the habit is pulling a variety of toxins from the bloodstream. Some of the benefits include improved gum health, whiter teeth, clear skin, elimination of bad breath, and a healthy complexion. A wide range of additional benefits have been reported that include positive changes in cellular health, immunity, and the ridding of unwanted toxins such as heavy metals and microorganisms, resulting in more energy and a whole lot of other things. So to increase the benefits of oil pulling, so most people will do it with like coconut oil or grapeseed oil, but to enhance that, you can add essential oils to that. So for example, you could add frankincense or lemon to support blood cleansing or detoxification, or clove for teeth health. So basically you take about a teaspoon of oil, whether that's, I just prefer coconut oil, and then 1 to 2 drops of essential oil. And for older children that can do oil pulling, you can just do less drops of essential oil. And then you swish in your mouth. You don't swallow it. You move it around in your mouth and through your teeth using the tongue to create this movement. So don't tilt your head back. The oil will begin to get watery as it mixes with saliva. Keep swishing. If your jaw muscles get sore while swishing, relax your jaw and use your tongue more to help move the liquid. This is a gentle and relaxed process that lasts about 20 minutes. When done correctly, it feels comfortable, especially with repeated practice. So as the oil saliva mixture is saturated with toxins, it may become more whitish or milk-like in consistency, and depending on the oil that you use. So each session varies in results and timing for such effects. So again, about 20 minutes is the general rule. And then the third step is at the end of your pulling session, you spit the oil out in the trash can. You don't want to spit it in the drain because it can clog it. So rinse your mouth out with water. Some people like to add a little bit of salt to the water, and because salt is antimicrobial, and then it can help soothe any kind of inflammation or irritation. So that's oil pulling, and know that that is also another way that you can detox with essential oils. One thing that I want to talk about is Candida. This is a huge topic, and this is kind of, as I was searching for some answers for myself, I discovered this Candida. I'm like, what is Candida? What are the symptoms of Candida? But Candida albicans is a type of yeast that grows on the warm interior membranes of the body, such as the digestive, respiratory, gastrointestinal, and the female organs. So candidiasis is the overgrowth of Candida, of this yeast. When and this overgrowth can cause detrimental effects throughout the body, and occurs when the balance between Candida organisms and helpful bacteria in the gastrointestinal tract is disrupted. So Candida mutates and grows rapidly. In such instances or situations, it can cause frustrating or dangerous conditions in the body as it flourishes out of control. Like if you just Google Candida and look at some of the images, you'll be shocked at some of the things that it causes. Conditions that can result from candidiasis include headaches, autoimmune disorders, allergies, fatigue, digestive disorders, yeast infections, infertility, skin and nail conditions. You can see the list there. Certain factors increase the risk of candidiasis. When these are acknowledged, awareness increases and it becomes easier to remedy and avoid the situation. So Candida and other microorganisms thrive when there's a lack of competing healthy organisms, a lack of friendly bacteria, and that's why the probiotics is so key. Also, they thrive on diets high in sugar, high fructose corn syrup, processed foods, yeast, or alcohol can depress the immune system and or offset the delicate balance between bacteria in the gut, allowing for the opportunity for Candida to multiply. A single round of antibiotics is enough to kill both good and bad bacteria, leaving opportunity for harmful Candida or organisms to really prevail there. Prolonged or repeated use of antibiotics or other medications, such as contraceptive pills, steroids, that these increase your risk of Candida dramatically. Also, another thing is poorly digested food particles, especially proteins, are known irritants that often stimulate as a defense for the body. These affected areas can become feasting grounds for organisms like Candida. Another thing that can help support this overgrowth is stress. So stress can lead to Candida in one of two ways. First, the body can respond to stressful situations by releasing cortisol, a hormone that elicits the same response as does the excess sugar. So second, stress can weaken the immune system and adrenal glands, leading to exhaustion or lack of energy. Individuals in this weakened state typically don't eat well, which further decreases their ability to respond to these pathogens such as Candida. And one of Candida albicans' toxic byproducts is estrogenic-like. And its presence, it tricks the body, influencing delicate hormonal states in both men and women. This toxic state undermines important functions such as fertility, negatively affects weight, and impacts prostate inflammation. This kind of activity can go undetected for years and is a culprit of many other health issues. And that's why, one of the reasons why doing a detox regularly can help with such things like this. This is just an example of kind of the cycle that people get in, and this is the cycle that I was in, that I was using prescription antibiotics regularly. It was on and off for over a year. It really wipes out not just the good, but also, not just the bad, but also the good. And so it sets the stage for this Candida to multiply. And Candida, the overgrowth, it releases these toxins into your system. And that's where you're seeing all these different effects of what, causing headaches and this and that, is because these toxins will affect your body, everybody individually in a different way. But it weakens your immune system, and then you have this weakened immune system, so you're more apt to get illness, some type of illness or infections, which you're going to go back on an antibiotic, and you're just starting that cycle again. So supporting you with possible candidiasis would be starting with that basic 2-week detox program. Again, key to look at your nutrition, what you're putting in, that you're not feeding that you're trying to eliminate things that will feed the Candida, and then using products that will help support getting rid of it. So antifungal products. The basic program for it is that once you do the 2-week detox program, on day 15, because you were taking them for 2 weeks, the probiotics, you're going to stop the probiotic and you're going to take an antifungal for 7 to 10 days. You can either choose the GX Assist, and that's what I did. And I didn't even know the doTERRA at the time had this, but I looked up oils that were for that, and I basically chose the same oils that are in the GX Assist, and I ordered even caprylic acid, which is in the GX Assist. And you take that for 10 days, and then once you're done with the GX Assist, then you can go back on the probiotics. But it's a gentler detox, but some of the people who use the GX Assist, especially if you are toxic, if you have those toxins, might feel stomach cramping, bloating, sometimes sharp pain. With that, I would make sure you're taking it with food, good food, not processed junk. Take it with good food, and that generally it's 2 or 3 capsules a day, so 1 with every meal. You could start with 1 per day and work your way up. So that if you do this round of cleansing with the GX Assist, and if you're still feeling like you need to do cleansing, you do it the next month and up that. You'll basically get to where you can take the GX Assist and feel great. I do it probably every other month. And I've just noticed when I don't, that I start feeling a little sluggish, tired, a little more hormonally imbalanced. I don't know. The DDR prime is a cellular complex, and that's another option that you could choose for that antifungal. So let's talk about mood and emotions. How can we detox our mood and emotions? Well, mood challenges and disorders are really becoming more prevalent, especially in the United States, where computers, technology, and other conveniences have become a way of life. People are increasingly disconnected in their personal relationships, but they may have upward of 500,000 friends, on social media sites. And it's not uncommon to see teenagers texting each other rather than conversing, while they're standing right next to each other. Digestive issues and disorders are rampant, in part because of the refined and processed foods that many individuals eat. In the recent years, scientists have discovered that there's more neurotransmitters in our gut than there are in our brain. And among other things, healthy mood management depends on how well those neurotransmitters relay messages to each other. So if we're feeding ourselves with a bunch of garbage, processed food, we are constantly stressed, getting, we have a lack of sleep. All of these are contributing to poor physical health. So it's going to affect us on an emotional level, because those neurotransmitters are needed in order to feel emotionally well and to be able to deal with situations in a healthy way. So that's why you're seeing so many people who seem like lack of control, or you have, kids that don't seem like they can control their emotions. Just a real struggle with that. And all of these things can be contributing factors to it. The limbic system in the brain has glands that replay and respond to emotions. It includes the amygdala, the hippocampus, the hypothalamus, and the thalamus. And the hippocampus specifically is involved in storing memories and producing emotions. It works effectively at full capacity when it's producing new neurons and solid nerve connections to assist with these key activities. When an individual experiences stress, the blood flow around the hippocampus changes, and individuals in their later years can often experience up to 20% loss in the nerve connections in that area of the brain, which can drastically affect mood and memory. One of the challenges with balancing brain functions is that the brain is well protected by a layer of high-density cells called the blood-brain barrier that restricts passage of all but a small select group of substances. This is actually a good thing. This layer of cells helps keep neurotoxins, viruses, and other invaders out of the control center of the body. Among the few substances that can bypass that blood-brain barrier are natural fat-soluble substances such as sesquiterpenes, and these are found in many essential oils. So since the brain is the origin and the relayer of messages that produce emotions, and the brain functions on a chemical level, it stands to reason that natural remedies with strong chemical messages can help balance and cleanse the very processes that need assistance. So essential oils can assist with cleansing and balancing the GI tract, which benefits brain function, specifically those involving focus, concentration, mood, memory, and you can use them both aromatically and topically and internally. So let's just talk quickly about how our mood, our thoughts become part of our cells. So this picture here shows these little yellow and gray dots. Those represent neurotransmitters, and those are chemical messengers that communicate between cells. So immediately once we have a thought, these neurotransmitters are created with the corresponding emotion. So I have a positive thought, a positive emotion, that is created, and they attach to receptor sites along the outside of these cells. And there's millions of receptor sites. And so they attach to them, they send messages to the nucleus of that cell, and it causes it to react and to do things according to that message. So positive thoughts, positive emotions affect the cells in a positive way. You may have negative thoughts, negative emotions, they're going to affect your cells in a negative way, and they can become a part of our cells if we don't process those emotions. They can become, in a sense, stuck, or we become blocked. I like this quote from Dr. Candace Pert that said, the specific feel-good peptide, so serotonin, and 90% of serotonin is produced in the gut. Another great reason why a cleanse is so good is that it's helping to support the production of serotonin. And serotonin is that feel-good chemical that is naturally produced. It binds to its specific receptors on the cell membrane. This sends a feel-good message to the inside of the cell, right into the nucleus. The message influences every function the cell is responsible for. Now consider the fact that you constantly think of things others have done to harm you, resentful, angry thoughts, and feelings that grow and increase to disproportionate levels every time you think it. The thoughts become emotions, then the neuropeptides that course through your body influencing cell function and efficacy. I mean, that is just amazing to think how impactful our thoughts and emotions really are. And studies have shown that there really are three major systems in our body that process these within our body. So they call them the three brains, which are your mind, your gut, and your heart. Your mind, your logic, intellect, reasoning, but 90% of our behavior is controlled by our subconscious mind. So you may have negative thoughts and emotions that are hiding in there you're not, aware of, but you can see it easily in people who are very negative. You might know the person that walks in the room and it's like they suck the life out of the room, or the person that's always complaining, always sick. Well, subconscious mind is a lot of the control behind that, where other people, they just always seem happy, outgoing, positive person. Again, subconscious mind has a huge impact on that. Our heart, you can read there, and then our gut. Again, like I said, 90% of our body serotonin is produced in the gut. And the cleanse that we do helps support the mind, the heart, and the gut. Balance is an amazing oil. It contains frankincense, which is one of my favorite. They're incredibly effective emotional wellness tools. So this is the blend Balance. Frankincense is a powerful cleanser and magnifier that opens the mind's eye and helps to connect mind and heart. Just like this shows that both our neurotransmitters, our cells, and essential oils, they're chemically based, and so they can affect each other, chemically. So when we apply essential oils, it'll affect us in that way, and it helps to, let me go back to that. So it helps those neurotransmitters to that are attached to the receptor sites. It helps to cleanse those receptor sites. It helps to process and eliminate toxic emotions and thoughts. So even though we might be using essential oils for a physical reason, that you're going to have an emotional effect as well, and helping to eliminate those negative thoughts and emotions that aren't serving us. But it's important to be replacing them with positive thoughts and emotions and uplifting things. Another great oil is wild orange, that it helps to anchor in healthy biochemistry. This means they're effective at detoxing the cell and restoring proper cell function. Essential oils help to clear the receptor sites, like I said, and help your body to process. Wild orange is one of my favorites for doing that. It's just a happy oil. All of the citrus oils, as you breathe them in, are very uplifting oils. And really cool that one drop of essential oil has 40 million trillion molecules, and that's more molecules than we have cells in our body. So one drop of essential oil could service every single cell in our body within minutes. So because their chemical complexity, essential oils promote emotional and physical detox. They help remove conflicting cellular messages, encourage cellular restoration. They support those receptor sites on the surface of our cells, reviving and enhancing them. This is one of the reasons essential oils do not carry side effects. They go into the cell so efficiently after binding to the receptors on the cell's surface. This efficient process enhances cell function. Also, essential oils are able to restore and maintain the state a cell is naturally and intelligently designed to be. Peppermint essential oil, just to give you an example, is one of doTERRA's most popular oils. Physically, peppermint is energizing, oxygenating, and supports brain focus. Emotionally, peppermint invigorates and dispels mental fog. But either way, peppermint peps you up. Past tense is a great topical blend. Physically, it can be applied for occasional physical head tension, but emotionally, it can be used for occasional emotional confusion. So you would apply it over the back of your neck, on the temples, and along your forehead. On Guard, we talked a little bit about On Guard, but physically it protects the body against seasonal threats, but emotionally it protects against environmental threats and promotes emotional boundaries. It can protect against feelings of being vulnerable. So that's another oil. Just know that all the essential oils have something that helps support physically, or many things that it helps support physically, but also emotionally. So how do we use essential oils emotionally to detox? So if you're doing that 2-week basic detox and you want emotional support, you can choose the different oils, and we'll go through some of them, but basically applying them over your heart, inside of your wrists, on the back of your ears. You can also apply it on the back of your neck, across your forehead, on the bottom of your feet, and then apply over the stomach area or the bottom of the feet for your gut. Now, if you want them to be affecting your brain, the back of your neck, along the back of your, like the spine there on the sides, there's a little indentation. And if you rub them in that indentation, it's the quickest way to get them to the brain, because you have blood flowing into your brain from that area. And so instead of, like when you put it on your feet, those essential oils are going to travel throughout your body, eventually making it to your brain. This way they go immediately to your brain first by applying them there. So different essential oils or protocol for supporting emotions, mood, and thought detox would, number one, start with that basic 2-week detox, and then add in these emotional oils for support. doTERRA has their new emotional aromatherapy kit that comes with the Motivate, Cheer, Passion, Forgive, Console, and Peace. Absolutely love these oils. So just recently have been using them, had some stressful stuff going on, not just for me, but some people in my family. And I'm like, well, I'm going to use that piece. Let's see how it works. Just rubbed a couple of drops on my hands, was breathing it in. I put some on my daughter who was having some of the trauma, and it was just amazing, the feeling of peace. It was like an easier way of feeling peace just by using those. And so know that you can use these essential oils to support you emotionally. And these are mostly the mood oils that doTERRA has, even like specific to mood and emotion. But know that all the essential oils support in that way. But you can get this kit, I believe in December, that you can purchase them individually. But then there's 4 other basics: balance, citrus bliss, elevation, and serenity are all great emotional supports to detoxify different emotions. Now let's talk about weight management. This is a fun topic to talk about. And generally, we don't like those people who don't ever seem to have an issue with weight management. But weight gain can result from an increase in muscle mass, fat deposits, or excess fluids such as water. The most common causes of weight gain are from excessive eating and poor nutrition. So food is made up of calories, of course, or units of energy. Physical activity and normal body metabolism burn calories. When a person takes in more calories than the body uses, the extra calories are stored as fat, subsequently enlarging or decreasing the size of fat cells depending on the balance of energy in the body. So when fat cells build up or accumulate, it causes increased fat or obesity. Other factors that can cause weight gain include medication, lack of lean muscle mass, inactivity, hypothyroidism, menopause, pregnancy, or slow metabolism. Sometimes toxicity levels within the body can encourage the body to hold on to fat. When there are too many toxins for the body to handle, the fats are diverted into fat cells. The only place in the body where natural insulation provides protection for vital body organs. Later, when individuals try to lose weight despite efforts, it seems to prove to be next to impossible. These protective fat cells are programmed to guard the vital organs at all costs, so therefore they cannot let go of their cargo. Being overweight can bring about undesirable emotional effects such as depression, anxiety, and mood swings. Excess weight or obesity can cause exhaustion or fatigue and challenge individuals, particularly in various activities or scenarios, especially difficult for overweight parents with active children. It causes undue stress on joints, bones, and muscles. Carrying excess fat can also dramatically increase the risk of developing deadly and debilitating diseases. So essential oils and whole food supplementation can be powerful allies in the process of maintaining a healthy weight and losing excess weight. Essential oils have the ability to coax toxic fat cells into releasing their contents, help break down the toxins, and with proper hydration, flush them out of the body. Oils can also support the body's insulin response, reduce cravings, and provide a feeling of satiety. Supplements can give the cells the energy they need to carry out proper body function, including extra fuel for workouts. Digestive enzymes help break down and utilize nutrients for maximum support. So this is a great kind of diagram that shows that a lot of people diet, they eat less, it causes their body stress. They might burn fat, but they still contain the same amount of toxins, but at a higher concentration now. And they don't feel well over time, and so they rebound, they use food, and they put on the weight again. If you do a cleanse quarterly, that it helps to eliminate those toxins as you're burning fat. So those toxins and the fat can be released, and you're not going to face that rebound. Another example of this fat the toxins being stored in our fat is with cellulite. So you can see how those fat cells, they pretty much blow up with toxins and causing that bumpiness on the skin. And so if you're able to help your cells to release those toxins, that you can reduce the appearance of cellulite. So for weight management, what would you do? Basic 14-day detox, again, is just like that foundation. Then you can add in Slim and Sassy. We're going to talk about these quickly in just a second. Slim and Sassy essential oil, the trim shakes, and some other products that doTERRA has. If you think that you have a candida issue, then implement that candida cleanse as well. Emotional support is huge when you are trying to manage your weight. A lot of us eat emotionally, and using essential oils to support that change in thinking, more confidence in yourself, more love and acceptance of yourself is powerful to making this a lifestyle change and a permanent one. Obviously, increasing your exercise, drinking a lot of water, and managing rest and stress management, also with essential oils. So there's great essential oils that help support that. So with the Slim and Sassy blend, the essential oil blend, it helps control appetite, helps with stress response, fat metabolism and energy, healthy blood sugar levels. All of those can be things that are difficult as you're trying to manage your weight. But this is an example of what you could add to, some things that are helpful for you if you're trying to do this. doTERRA has these control bars or control powder that have spinach extracts in there that have been shown to really reduce your appetite for certain foods. And so, but it takes a few hours to kick in. So generally you take it before that difficult time arrives. So maybe you have this afternoon snacking habit or a late night snacking habit. You want to just kind of time when you take that to help control. Also, that they have trim shakes, which are fabulous. We make a green smoothie every morning. We add the trim shake in there. It helps also to curb appetite, but it provides nutrients and such. But I still like adding fruits and vegetables to our smoothies. We have them, like I said, every morning. And then a key thing with the Slim and Sassy is you have to recognize that it's a little bit longer term process if you're trying to use that for weight management. A lot of people will use or lose weight quickly with it, but a lot of people won't. I'd say majority of people won't. It's a process, but generally 3 to 5 drops, 3 to 5 times a day. That would be like your max. When you're first starting with Slim and Sassy, I would recommend using the soft gels. I mean, unless you love the taste, and you could drink it in your water or put drops under your tongue or put it in your own capsule. But it's most convenient just to use the soft gels. It comes in this little capsule, and you can just take it. I take them morning and night. because I'm not necessarily trying to lose weight, just kind of maintain. But what I've noticed is that emotionally they support you very well. So even though you may not see the weight coming off, it will help, yes, curb appetite, but what I've seen with people is that they feel better about themselves. So even if they're at the same weight, they feel better about themselves. They start making better choices. So emotionally, there's a huge support from the Slim and Sassy oil, but using it consistently. And I would say, thinking 3 months, I'm going to at least be consistent using this for 3 months to really see the benefits and the effects of the Slim and Sassy, because you're going to see the physical effects, but you're also going to see the emotional effects of using that. The last thing that I want to talk about is how we can detox with a detox bath that helps with rest and stress management. They're so simple to use. You can use salt, Epsom salt, and put the oils in the Epsom salt before you put it in the water. So that helps to emulsify the oils so they don't just reside on the top of the water because they don't mix. So the salts help to do that. Also, the contents of the salts help to draw out toxins, but using that with essential oils is helpful. On Discover Natural Solutions, I have a blog post on there that you can look up about how to do a detox bath. But that is a wonderful thing, especially when you're doing that 2-week basic detox. I would recommend having a regular set time for bath. It helps to relax, and then it also helps to draw out those toxins. And you'll have less of the overwhelm of your body and helping those toxins to eliminate that way. So next steps, as far as getting started with detox, if you already have a membership with doTERRA, then you can be looking at getting the products that you need through your loyalty rewards program. I recommend you doing that. We're going to talk about it in just a second if you're new. That's the best way to get them at the best price and get free product as well. So I'm going to talk about that in a second, but then also getting extra support. When I started nearly 6 years ago on this journey, a lot of the stuff I had to look up myself. It was like I would try and feel like I failed and try something else and didn't feel like I necessarily had the support. Know that if you're one that needs or wants extra support with doing a detox or with weight management and using essential oils to do that, and also the support emotionally, I have some great programs that are coming out in November. And so if you're registered for this webinar, I will notify you when those are available. If you haven't registered, if you're watching the replay on YouTube or something, that you can sign up to be notified about those at discovernaturalsolutions.com/emotionsdetox. And it's just everything that I've learned and been doing for the past 5.5 years to really come from a place of not knowing what was best for my body, not being aware of the things that I was doing and how I could change my nutrition, what support I had with natural products that were very effective, cost effective, how to use them, as well as get the support and accountability that sometimes we need in order to implement that change. The biggest thing for me is that I have so much more energy. I feel so much better about myself, and I feel empowered as a woman to be able to read my body and know what it needs, things that are going to really help it. And the side effects of that is that I am so much more productive in all areas of my life, with my family, with my kids. I feel like I'm a better mother because I feel well, not just physically, but emotionally. I'm able to get more done in the same amount, 24 hours that everybody else has. I feel confident in my abilities. My business with doTERRA and online has just flourished because I feel well, that I have mental clarity and all these things. And for me, it started with looking at my nutrition, looking at other natural things, including essential oils that could support me in that journey of wellness. And so know that I have these programs for those who are feeling they need a little extra support. Those who don't have essential oils in your home yet, how do you get started? You could purchase retail through the Wellness Advocate that invited you to this webinar. You can purchase it wholesale also through them, and that's really what I recommend. If I invited you, you can purchase wholesale through me. So you can get 25% off the retail price. You also get to use their loyalty rewards program, which is the most amazing program that I've ever seen, that you can get up to 30% back on every single order, which is amazing. I have some credit cards and you get 1% back, maybe 5% when you purchase gas at certain places, but 30% is huge. You can then you redeem those for a free product. Also, you get your shipping credited back as product points. So basically like free shipping when you use the Loyalty Rewards program, you pay less in tax. So it's a no-brainer. Once you get your wholesale account, you can either do a standard order or you can use the Loyalty Rewards program. Standard order, you just get 25% off. Loyalty Rewards program, you get 25% off, plus you work up to 30% back in free product. And they have what's called a Product of the Month Club, where if you do 125 PV or product value order by the 15th of each month, you're going to get a free oil in that order. So how do you become a member? You can either pay $35, which is like I refer like Costco membership. You pay a little bit and then you go shop there. So you can pay $35 and you basically shop at doTERRA for the discounted price. Or you can purchase a starter kit. You get a starter kit, there's no membership fee. So it's free. You get a discount on the kit, so it's below wholesale price when you start, and it really sets up a great foundation for implementing these oils into your life. This is my favorite kit, the Natural Solutions kit. Let me go back there. So it comes with all the products that you see there. It saves nearly $100 off of the wholesale price if you were to purchase these separately. Comes with the supplements we talked about from the basic program. Comes with your Terrazyme that you'll want to have. Comes with all of the foundational oils, your peppermint, your lemon, which is again in the detox. Has oils for helping with mood and emotions. The fractionated coconut oil you'll definitely want for diluting the oils. They absorb more with that. You get the new Breathe Stick. You get some skincare products. You're eliminating a lot of toxic products that you may have in your home and using these instead. So you can see that. Plus, doTERRA will give you 100 free product points with your Loyalty Rewards order the next month. Plus, you start at 15% back instead of 10% back on the Loyalty Rewards program. Most people will start at 10, but with this kit, you'll start at 15. Other kits that they have, the Home Essentials kit is fabulous. Comes with the foundational oils plus a diffuser. The Family Physician kits, the foundational oils, but there's the smaller 5 milliliter bottles. The Home Essentials are 15 milliliter bottles. And the only thing I really don't like, about the Family Physician kit is that you don't get a diffuser, but you can add that on as well if that's what your budget calls for. Other kits that you can enroll with are the Emotional Aromatherapy Kit, the Athlete's Kit, or the Cleanse and Restore. If you are looking to do the detox and you don't have a membership with doTERRA and you want to get these products in your home, I recommend starting with the Cleanse and Restore Kit. You start that cleanse for your first 30 days or whatever, and then you just can start ordering with the Loyalty Rewards program the other oils that you want, whether they're emotional oils or for other physical support, that you can just add those on and kind of build up your stash. I would recommend that you start there. You can also add a diffuser onto that kit if you want, so that you have the use of oils aromatically. Additional enrollment kits, you have the Every Oil Kit, so basically all the oils that doTERRA has. You get the carrying case, you get an amazing diffuser. Save almost $300 off the wholesale price. They will give you 200 free product points when you use the Loyalty Rewards program, and you start at 20% back on the Loyalty Rewards program instead of the 10%. The Diamond Kit, that's almost every product that doTERRA has. They have so many products now that they can't include it and have it stay, like a reasonable price. But that is huge, especially if you're wanting to do what I do and you're starting your business and wanting to help people with using essential oils, transforming their life, getting some amazing experiences, feeling empowered. If that's something that you wanted to do, these are great kits to start with, or the Natural Solutions kit, so you have enough products on hand to use for yourself, but also to be sharing and helping other people with. But you save over $800 with that kit, and you get 400 free product points, and you start at 25% back. So the promotional offer that I always offer, that you get free essential oil e-training. So at essentialwellnesspros.com, when you become a member, you get free training on how to use your oils. It's amazing. the knowledge that you can get through that website. You get free oils of your choice from doTERRA if you purchase the Natural Solutions Kit or above. You get access to our online member-only forum, personal membership overview. This is where we go through your membership, help you to learn how to use the oils and set up a plan for you. And then you get access to our member-only training website. October, doTERRA is offering this promotion that if you enroll with one of those kits or 100 PV product value order, you get these two products for free, Digestin soft gels and the On Guard soft gels, which great for digestive support. The other one's great for boosting your immune system, supporting, especially in this time of year. So you get those for free. Also know the Essential Oils Physical and Emotional Detox program, that you'll have discounts for that. We have some free offers as well to help support. Like I said, those are coming out in November. I'm super excited for it. For those who are enrolling with me, or if you're going online and enrolling and wanting to get your order from your friend or whoever invited you, this is the process. Mine is, you'd go to mydoterra.com/discovernaturalsolutions. However, I recommend you just contacting the person because they can answer any of your questions. But if you're like me, I just went online and did it myself. Go to mydoterra.com/discovernaturalsolutions or whatever the website is of the person that referred you. You'll click on the join and save at the top, and this will already be marked, the wholesale prices, because that's what you'll want. You want to make sure that you're on English or whatever language that you want. And then you can go ahead and pick which either starter kit you wanted, or if you want to do the $35 and pick the oils or supplements that you want to order, you can do that. Once you process that, send me an email, stacyruns.home@gmail.com, or get in contact with the person that you enrolled with so that you can get your promotional items. So what path should I take with doTERRA? Finally, and before we do the Q&A, is there's 3 different paths that you can take with doTERRA. Most people come in wanting to live a healthy lifestyle, and essential oils can really empower you to do that. So you have great health options right within your home, right at your fingertips, any time of the day. There are others who want to get their product for free, or earn free product, or offset the cost of what they're ordering. And you can do this by sharing. doTERRA has a great share program where it rewards you with free products. And sharing might be you have a friend that you help them to get oils, to get their own account. It could be that you're hosting a class for someone and they're coming and teaching all your friends and family. It could be online, that you host like a Facebook class or a webinar, but you're the host and you're inviting people. Know that you can do that. If you have people who you know this could help, think about sharing with them, and you will receive free products for that. There are others like myself, after a year of using essential oils and loving doTERRA and sharing them with people, I just came to the place where I wanted to do this on a bigger level, and I wanted to be able to impact more lives. I felt so much better and had so much more energy, more clarity, and we were in a place financially where it was tight moving from Utah to California, and this was a way for me as a mom to be able to make a greater impact on the world and on my family, increase our income, and doing something that I love, passionate about, doing good, helping other people. So know that that's also available, to reach out to the person who invited you so they can explain that more. I'm going to switch off here and go back to webinar to see if we have any questions. Looks like we do. Let me scroll through here. So what oils do we put in the Epsom salts for detox soak? If you have a Modern Essentials book or the Essential Life book, there's great options in there. It depends on what you're trying to do. Lavender is always a good one. Melaleuca is a great oil. Just know that some of the hot oils may not be good to put in there because your pores are open, and so it's a greater experience with them in warm water when you're sitting in that. So we had a friend who wasn't feeling very well, thought that they would put oregano in their bath water, ended up coming out pretty red and uncomfortable. So any of the oils will help you to detox. But no, like some of the common ones are your lavender, Melaleuca are my go-tos are generally the ones that I put in. Serenity is another good one that I like to put in. Let's see, brainstem, back of neck, and the indentation. Okay. Looks like people have gone through and answered these questions. Thank you for answering them. So for oil pulling, there are many different suggestions for oil pulling. You could use, it depends on what you're trying to detox from. Again, using one of those resources in the Modern Essentials book or the Essential Life book will give you some ideas. But frankincense is a great one. Clove for oral health. I've done On Guard once in a while when I've been not feeling well, seasonal time. I will use like oregano, On Guard, Melaleuca, and do the oil pulling with that. Okay, it looks like maybe nobody can see the pictures. If that's it, I'll go look at the replay. If you can't see them, it'll be re-recorded with pictures. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Thought they were coming up on there. So it looks like all the questions have been answered. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you have any other further questions, reach out to me on Facebook, Stacy Winters Paulson on Facebook, and I would love to answer your questions. Thanks, everybody.